David Waters here from Gators Breakdown, and spring practice is on the horizon for the Florida Gators under first-year head coach Billy Napier. And here's a look at the top 4 position battles this spring. Number 4, safety. Trey Dean likely has one spot at safety locked up, but that isn't a foregone conclusion. Rashad Torrance seems to be the other experienced safety likely to keep his job. But with the struggles at the position and the numbers Florida has to put there, this is a battle that could produce some surprising results if Dean and or Torrance can't perform at a high level this spring. The Gators have numbers at the position to either push Dean and Torrance or create quality depth. Early enrollee and top 50 recruit Kamari Wilson joins the battle where there's not much proven production, but a number of other former high-caliber recruits. Mordecai McDaniel is the most experienced. As a sophomore last season, he saw action in 13 games at safety and special teams. Finished the season with 15 tackles, 7 solo, and 1 interception. Made his first career start as a Gator at strong safety and tallied 6 tackles, 3 solo against Florida Atlantic. Will his experience be enough to push for a starting role, or will he have to fight off young players Donovan McMillan, Corey Collier, Dakota Mitchell, or Kamari Wilson? This battle has a high recruiting profile and will be coached up by new defensive coordinator Patrick Toney. That should mean the Gators can find worthy safeties for the 2022 defense. Number 3, cornerback. Jason Marshall should have one cornerback spot locked up, but the battle on the other side will be a fierce competition. Jalen Kimber transfers in from Georgia to compete for the spot to go along with Jaden Hill and Avery Helm. Hill makes his way back this spring after missing last season due to injury, where he was likely to start opposite Kyer Elam. He showed great promise in 2020 as a sophomore, appearing in all 12 games and starting 5 games while ranking second on the team with 7 pass breakups. With Hill getting injured last season, that opened the door for Avery Helm to get more playing time as a redshirt freshman. He started 9 games while playing in 11, finishing with 3 pass breakups and 22 tackles. He had an up and down first season and showed progress as the season went on. With 2 good options right there, Florida went to the transfer portal anyway and acquired Jalen Kimber from Georgia. He was likely starter for that historic Georgia defense before injuring his shoulder early in the season. As a freshman at Georgia in 2020, he played in 3 games. This battle will produce a worthy number 2 opposite Jason Marshall. Number 2, running back. This battle is one of, if not the best on the roster. With Naquan Wright missing spring due to injury, it opens the door for less experienced players to push for a starting role, and they may have pushed anyway with a healthy Wright. Many were hoping to see former 5-star recruits DeMarcus Bowman and Lorenzo Lingard get more carries last season, but they saw their carries regulated to mostly blowout carries. Now it's their time to shine in an offense that should feature the running back quite a bit, with the talent Florida has at the position and how much Billy Napier likes to establish the run. With Bowman and Lingard having shown the ability for explosiveness, now it's time to show that it's more than just potential. While those two have the recruiting profile, this spring is likely to be led by Louisiana transfer Montrell Johnson. He comes over with Billy Napier from Louisiana, where he led the Raging Cajuns in carries last season. Johnson ran for 838 yards on just 162 carries, earning him an average of 5.2 yards a carry. 12 touchdowns. With that type of production, you'd have to think that he starts the spring ball with a leg up due to his experience with Napier. But if Bowman and or Lingard live up to potential, then all 3 backs would demand carries. This may not necessarily be a battle for a starter, but a battle to split carries. Number 1, defensive tackle. This is the most important position of the spring for the Gators. Florida has Jervon Dexter at defensive tackle as a proven player and the only proven player. Florida didn't feel great about potential there last season, had to hit the transfer portal hard for Antonio Valentino and Daquan Newkirk. Those players are gone. That leaves a massive hole as far as proven production goes at defensive tackle. Florida struggled up front last season stopping the run, and that will continue unless Florida finds more bodies at defensive tackle. Jalen Lee has played the most out of the likely candidates, but still not much overall. He may line up beside Dexter at times and provide depth for Dexter, so a bigger body can play more of that nose tackle role. But if you want to start looking at maybe who can line up beside Dexter at the same time, then you may go Desmond Watson. He has the athleticism and the size as a 400-pound option to play nose tackle and be on the field with Dexter at the same time. If he can progress and build on last season while getting better in the conditioning department, then he will earn some playing time. Two redshirt juniors that need to show up this spring, Lamar Goods, Jalen Humphreys. It's year 3 for the former 4-star recruits, and they have very little playing time to show for it. With not much proven at the position, don't count out true freshman early enrollee Chris McClellan, making his presence felt. The 113th player in the country last recruiting cycle, and the 3rd best player in the class for the Gators. There's a look at the top 4 position battles this spring right here on News 4 Jax. For even more Gators coverage, be sure to tune in to Gators Breakdown. We got you covered all spring long with all the headlines surrounding Billy Napier's first spring for the Gators. You can find Gators Breakdown at news4jax.com/Gators Breakdown on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform.